Hey, Crimson Tide fans, and welcome into the Alabama Adapted Athletics Coaches Show Week 9. We've got a little bit of a special treat for you this weekend. As you can probably hear the crowd noise, we're live from the UA Online Invitational here in Strand Harden Arena. And with me this weekend is Ignacio Ortega. Iggy, how you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing phenomenal. It's an awesome weekend. You just finished a game. Just like 20 minutes ago, you got done on the court. You had a double-double. You were like 2 assists away from a triple-double. So, hey, you can't get it every time, right? That's exactly right. Again, I'm Dom Taylor. And Iggy joining us today to talk about a little bit about his career as a wheelchair basketball player. Before we jump into this episode, as always, we want to thank Honey Stinger, the sponsor of the Alabama Adapted Athletics Coaches Show. Honey Stinger is a sports nutrition brand that uses natural sweeteners in their products, and Honey Stinger will assist our athletes in preparation, performance, and recovery for all competition this season. So thank you, Honey Stinger, for sponsoring Alabama Adapted Athletics. Iggy, entering the final stretch of the season, you're just a few weeks away from Nationals, headed to Whitewater once again this season. And the team is 12-2 in conference play, 15-3 overall in the season. This feels like a much improved squad from where you were the last semester. You've had some more solid wins. You beat the Illini today. That was a team you lost to in the first half of the semester. You're now 2-0 against them since then. What's the feeling in the locker room like as you move forward the final weeks of this semester, getting ready for Nationals?
We have a super tight group. Like you said, we've been able to pull the team together and know each other's roles and perfect it over the time. We've been lucky enough to basically have these guys for a couple of years and being able to train and practice and, be in stressful situations and we've been in 2 finals for the past 2 years, and hopefully this year we make it happen again. So, we had a lot of time to train together, know our roles, and really play along with each other and pull on the same rope. And I think we showed today, even having a bad percentage on shooting, which we weren't too fortunate on that today, we still were able to win with a big margin. And, we're just playing great basketball.
That's right. You weather the storm and you get through it. And like I mentioned, 12-2 on the season, and really right at that second spot in the conference standings. I think Arizona right above you. Unfortunately, not going to get another shot at Arizona, but hopefully you will when Nationals rolls around. But let's go back to your career. Let's take it back from the beginning. Whenever I do an interview, I love to really find out the origin story of who I'm talking to. And for our fans who may not know in the program, give them a little profile on your disability, and then give us the where, when, and why, where your wheelchair basketball career began.
Mm-hmm. Well, as many of you know, I was born in Madrid, Spain, and I was born basically without limbs from the knee down, so no legs from the knee down. And from the first moment, my parents really were interested in me getting involved in sports. Their lives were surrounded around sports, so they didn't want to make me any different. So from the time that I was about 1.5 years old, my first memories were doing sports. I was doing rowing, skiing, wheelchair tennis, and then came wheelchair basketball, which was, came out to be my passion, and hopefully will stay all my life until my body says stop. And yeah, it was around 9 or 10 years old, and as soon as I played, I asked my parents, when can I come back? When is the next practice? And I just fell in love with it.
At what level did you realize that you were getting good enough to play at the college level? How was that recruitment period like, and what eventually led to you choosing the Crimson Tide?
My father is in the Spanish Army, and he got deployed over here in the States. And so I was here from age 12 to age 15, and that's kind of where in every sport kids start to stand out a little bit. And thankfully, I was thankful enough, to stand out and work my way up. So on that time that I was here, I was able to get in contact with Coach Ford and a couple of other universities, and Coach Ford was very persistent. When I got back to Spain, he would stay in contact a lot and make sure that I knew that he wanted me to come here, and that he wanted, that it was an option for me. So, when I was around 17 years old, after not being in the States for 2 years, he gave me a call asking if I was interested to come. I took my recruitment visit and absolutely loved it. I mean, how can you not? These facilities are one of a kind, and the opportunity to get my degree and play basketball at such a high level is incredible. So, I didn't think about it twice and signed that letter of intent.
Well, it's been an amazing career that you've had here for sure. One thing I definitely want to ask you about, and this is something that I can really understand. I'm from California originally, right? I took the 2,000-mile journey from California to Alabama to go to school here. I can only imagine what it's like to to cross an ocean, completely different culture. It's a lot different than that. And just what was it like just getting to Alabama and experiencing the culture of Southern sports and the passion and just kind of experiencing a whole different part of the world while you journey to this new transitional time in your life in college and balancing sports on top of that? What was that whole process like for you?
It wasn't easy for sure. I mean, like you said, it's hard to live across the pond. There's no easy way to get there. Being 17 years old and basically not knowing anybody except for Coach Ford, the first few weeks were a little hard. You miss your family, you miss your friends, you miss your culture. But the guys in the team really made it so much easier for me. They introduced me to, like you said, the Southern culture, which is something that I never heard of before, and something that I've grown to love and respect. They just made it as easy as they could. They make me feel like a second family, and I thought I would stay for 4 years, and this is my 5th. So that tells you all that you have to know.
There you go. Felt comfortable enough to take the victory lap for sure.
Right.
Let's talk a little bit about the Paralympics here. You've represented Spain in the Paralympics. It's a huge honor, obviously. Not a lot of athletes, let alone people, ever get to do that for their country on an international level. What's the emotion for you and just the honor? Just describe the emotions to me of being able to represent Spain as a Paralympian and what that means to you.
Man, I think it's every athlete's dream to go to the Olympics or Paralympics and represent their country in the biggest level there is. It was always my dream for sure. As soon as I knew about wheelchair basketball and actually started watching it, the first thing that I watched were the Paralympics and just completely looked up to those guys. I was fortunate enough to be practicing with them at a very young age, at the age of 15 when I signed with a professional club. And, they made me grow the player that I am today. And, to be able to make the final squad for Tokyo was just incredible. I have goosebumps when thinking about it now. It was an amazing experience. Of course, it was, it was bad for everyone that it was a COVID season and everyone was affected by it. But, Paris is coming soon and, cross my fingers. I'm very superstitious, so touch wood. I don't want to say anything, but, hopefully I can get another chance to live what Paralympics are.
Well, we hope you get a chance to go back as well, and it'd be amazing. And just another one of Alabama alumni that have competed in the Paralympics representing Alabama Adapted Athletics. Let's talk about your playing style for a second. I've watched you every single game for the last 2 years. It's a very aggressive playing style. It's physical. You get a lot of touches on the ball from a scoring aspect, but also a great defender. How would you describe your play style and how you approach the game every game?
I think it's chaos. I don't even know what I'm doing when I have the ball.
It's a great word for it.
Yeah. No. I love the game, and I play with a lot of emotion, a lot of fire, and sometimes I get the worst of me, and sometimes it gets the best. So I've learned to kind of control my emotions by the time I think we all know freshman Iggy and getting kicked out with 5 fouls in 2 minutes isn't the best thing for anybody. So I've learned to control it and make the best out of myself, and I love to score, but I also love to facilitate. I love games like we had now against LNI, which is it's a great team, but we were able to work together, and everybody was getting points up, everybody was getting good shots, and I love to push the team into the best that they can be, as well as individual players, just get the most out of them and push myself, of course.
Talk about some people in your career playing wheelchair basketball that have really been big influences on you. There are coaches that you remember in the past, players that you remember in the past that have really influenced your career, your playing style. Does anybody come to mind specifically?
Well, from a young age, like I said, I was able to sign for CD Union, which is the biggest club in Europe, or one of the biggest ones. And I was able to play with Paralympians such as the Zarzuela brothers for the Spanish team, Terry Bywater, which is considered top 3 ever in wheelchair basketball history, Bill Latham, and many other guys that just had a lot of experience and that were able to kind of pass me and try to force their way into making me learn. Sometimes with a little slap in the back, and sometimes it's a hug when I need it. But yeah, I have so many influences that I'm so grateful for. Coach Ford gave me this amazing opportunity that I'll make the decision to come here anytime. And there's of course Oppie, my first year, taught me how to gain my minutes, be competitive, and at the same time follow what the team is working on and maintain a good vibe on the team and make everybody happy.
Now, you've already accomplished a lot at such a young age playing wheelchair basketball. Do you feel, is there any responsibility or is there any goal in mind for you, wanting to cultivate younger players at a lower level, trying to be an inspiration to grow the game of wheelchair basketball?
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, I'll try to play basketball until my body says no. But after that, I'm sure that I'll be around in the adaptive athletics and world. It's something that I'm very interested in. I'm focusing my master's on that, on learning how to make everything better for the adaptive community, for the Paralympic movement, and so when I'm not able to score those baskets and yell in the court, hopefully I'll be behind the scenes helping out too.
Well, they're going to have phenomenal teachers for sure eventually when that time does come. And last question for you, Iggy, and then I'll let you have this well-deserved break in between your game tonight. You're winding down your career here at Alabama, another senior night coming up this weekend. This could be your last college tournament in terms of just college teams playing here in Strand Harden Arena. When you look back on your career at Alabama Adapted, how do you want to be remembered as a player, a person, and a student here at UA?
I want to be remembered, as a great influence to the team, a great team player. Stats show that, how many points each player scores, but, I want the players to think about me in a positive manner, not just a stat, and hopefully influence the next guys coming into winning and keeping the Alabama Legends Are Made logo real.
Well, Iggy, congrats on a great Crimson career.
Thank you.
It's been phenomenal having you here, and we're excited to finish out the rest of the season. Still plenty more wheelchair basketball to be played. That's it for this special edition of the Alabama Adapted Athletics Coaches Show. Thanks to all of our sponsors, Honey Stinger, Hollister, RGK, Jalapenos, Physiolite, ABC Medical, Truist, WVUA, Powerade, Way Ray Sheldon, and everybody, thank you so much for supporting Alabama Adapted Athletics. And follow us on socials, Alabama Adapted on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Check back in for YouTube for weekly episodes of the Alabama Adapted Athletics Coaches Show. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great day wherever you're watching or listening, and Roll Tide.